Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Daily Video Diary. How's it going today? Today, it's the afternoon. It's nearly 5:30. I think about having dinner at some point today. Got up this morning at 7 o'clock, and I've basically been in here since programming away. Had a really good start as well. Got to about 10 o'clock, and I'd finished. Got everything all finished, and all programmed, and all sorted, and running on my computer, and it was awesome. And at 10 o'clock I was like, right, okay, so since I've just done this next thing, I'm going to put it onto Belena and make sure that it works on the supercomputer. No, there was a segmentation fault halfway through. By halfway through I mean like, what it will do, it takes on my computer, well on every computer, it will take 1,320 iterations to finish. On the 15th or 14th iteration, one of the two, it breaks with a segmentation fault. If I artificially cap it at 5, it will work. It finishes. Obviously only to 5, so it hasn't finished, but I can prove that the entire thing works. But a segmentation fault's thrown there. And for the life of me, I can't figure out how or why. It's stressing me out. Yeah. That's what's been going on today. Literally, I've just been doing that. Laura's been doing washing up and stuff. She's like cleaned the house and just been pottering about, having like half lazy day, half working. We went for a walk to try and like clear my head, and now I'm just getting stressed because I've spent so much time on this, and it's so fucking close, and I don't know what's happening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's now like 1:45 o'clock. I'm about to go to bed. So today it's been another woeful day, unfortunately. It's been one that's infuriated me a bit, and I kind of like got to the point of being really angry and like frustrated. I am actively frustrated and annoyed with this project. Like, Laura's been having like a day where she's been like tidying up, she's been sorting stuff out. Things like the Christmas tree is no longer there. Not that you can see because it's too dark. But yeah, things like the Christmas tree's not there. She's been cleaning up, she's been like trying to help me out as much as she can. But basically today has been just trying to figure out why my program wouldn't work on the supercomputer. So ever since I started doing this, like I'd write a bit, get it working on my computer, test it on the supercomputer, come back. Obviously over the past couple of weeks, the past weekend or so, I've built in like a lot of features. I've bulked everything up. I'd kind of got like proof of concept, bam, and then like built it up so that it works. I've got proof of concept, got it working, test it, yeah, sweet, next step. And I just tried to build it as thin and as like, not as thin as possible, but like as simple as possible, so I wasn't overcomplicating things. Like, I've started again on this project like 4 times. I've got 122 commits on the history of check-ins for this project. That's fucking ridiculous. So, although I am, to be fair, a bit of an overcommitter on things, but by the by. So that's how long I've been doing this, and I keep going back and like reattempting things and stuff like that. But so that's what I was doing, and I got to the point this morning where I was able to loop through several times. Like, I'd previously done it so that I'd set it up so that one thread would finish one loop ahead of the others, but they'd only go like, one wouldn't loop, the others would loop twice, and that would prove the fact that my one in front would be able to continue to talk back to the ones previous to it. As soon as I proved that was working, happy days. Right, okay, reduce the limitations. That's what I did this morning. I literally got up this morning, reduced the limitations, got that working, reduced the limitations, bang, got it running on my computer, runs all the way through, happy days. And then it loops through like 1,000 something times, one of them finishes early, continues to talk back to the rest, the next one finishes, that continues to talk to the rest, that one finishes, etc, etc. And suddenly, I'm like, right, cool, this is fucking brilliant, happy birthday. I'm just going to test it on the supercomputer. The only thing that's changed is I'm now running through lots instead of a couple of times, like a handful of times, and it breaks. There's segmentation faults, which means that normally it means that you're trying to access memory that you don't have access to, and it would break on the 15th iteration, and I banged my head against that for, well, from about 10 till about 3:30, and then I'd like put a plea on Facebook, like, guys, has anyone else had this issue? Andy, bless him, has offered to have a look at it for me, and stuff like that. And he's looked through and spotted a couple of things, and then we got it from 15 iterations to 27 iterations, so we kind of like put a plaster on the wound, but still breaks. So infuriating because it works on my and that's such a shit. We always used to have like get the piss taken out of you at work because saying it works on your machine is no good, but it works on my machine. So anyway, we had dinner, and then I came into here and I'm like, right, okay, so I'm just going to work on this little bit here, and I'm basically in damage limitation mode. I'm at the point where I'm like, I want to be able to run this in big on my computers. Problem is, my computers, both of them, aren't very good at that. You need the supercomputer to do it. It's really fucking irritating. So I can't even like time it very well on my computers, so I'm not even going to get very many test results. But I went through that and then I kept coming back to it, so as I'm like fixing that up, which I knew was an issue from the off, and I fixed it relatively quickly. While I was fixing that up, I kept coming back and being like, oh, I wonder if I tweak this, what if I tweak that, what if I tweak this? No, and now I started going through and commenting on all the code. There is no chance now that I'm going to be able to run this against the supercomputer, get some decent results, write a decent report about the decent results and all that kind of shit. It's just not going to happen. So I'm damage limitating as much as possible, going through, commenting everything, trying to explain what's going on, trying to explain my reasoning behind it. I think it's some good code. I genuinely, it's obviously not. I'm relatively proud of that project, that like piece of code, and it's taken me a fucking long time to write as well. Like, a lot of time has been sunk into this, more time than I wanted as well, but it's so dusty. So wearing all purple today, sorry. I've got a new hoodie, but I don't want to like lean on the elbows and stuff, so anyway, so yeah, I've got to the point where I'm like commenting through, I'm getting the code ready to hand in, broken, and I'm just like kind of throwing it away and just being like, it's the gut-wrenching thing is, like, well no, okay, the saving grace to this is the last parallel coursework I did quite well on. Like, I left it a little bit late and got it quite close to the wire, but I did quite well on it, and that was worth more than this one. The other, like, I wobble because the last coursework that went really badly as well, and I handed it in essentially broken. I still passed. I still got a much better grade than I probably deserved, but I still didn't do very well, and that was worth more. But that was for a different module. So like the saving grace is that I've actually done quite well on the other coursework, and that other coursework's quite good and quite big in comparison to this one, so it doesn't particularly matter, but it bugs me because it can't be a coincidence that this has happened. But this has happened not for the same reason that previously it's happened, because previously I've got like a little bit sidetracked, got a little bit like caught on the attention detail in places like this, here and here and here, but then this one's failed because, well, I guess because arguably because I was fucking around with all the little bits instead of trying to just forge through it, but by fucking around with all the little bits, I mean proving the concept of everything working on its own and then like building it in units and stuff essentially. I don't know. I really like the solution I've gone for. I want to blame myself, and that's always the thing that happens when courseworks don't go very well. You always want to blame yourself, and the thing, like, I got to a point where I'm like, Laura was sat knitting, watching TV, and I just came in and just like cuddled up to her and just like put my head in there and just like closed my eyes for a bit, just like can relax, because like you just tell yourself that you're shit, and then you tell yourself that you're a shit developer and that you don't know what you're doing, and that why am I even there if I can't even get good coursework. But like at the end of the day, the coursework doesn't mean anything, and it's the amount of time I've already sunk too much time into this. It's not a case like, arguably, no, well, I can still get marks for my code, but arguably I'm not in much better position than I was a week ago, arguably, although it definitely didn't work a week ago. At least I can show it working on a different computer, but a week ago it didn't work on any computer. this week it works on my computers, works on Windows, I think. It just doesn't work on either Linux or actually distributed systems. It might just work on like shared ones. But anyway, that's it basically. So it's not gone too well. I'm about to go to bed. It's 1 o'clock. I said I was going to go to bed at 12, but then someone else was looking at my code as well. Stephen, bless him. Although he hasn't found anything either. And like, I've poured through it. I've no idea. Honestly, no idea what's causing the problem. So I'm trying to explain everything, and then tomorrow I'll write a report and damage limitate the report as much as possible as well, and then hopefully just sign it off in the middle of the day, like 12 o'clock, move on to revision and my final year project, which are my two next important things. The most important two of those are exams, obviously. So because I wanted this done before Christmas so I could focus on exams over Christmas, and that hasn't happened. So anyway, so it's been a woeful year for coursework for me. There's not been, well, 50% of my courseworks I've not been very happy with. The other two I've been kind of happy with. One of them I was really happy with. One of them was like the other parallel one. I was like, it could have been better, but it was pretty good. And I guess it could have been better, but it was pretty good. And then one of them was like, I was held back by internet. And then this one, why? Saying this, I haven't got a good track record of programming coursework over Christmas. So maybe it's that. But you just got to kind of forget about it and just kind of deal with the fact that it's not very good. And sinking X amount of hours into this now is not going to help. It's not going to help at all. If anything, paying attention and doing the next 4 hours now, commenting everything out and making sure everything's like clear and concise and I've described what I was trying to do, that's probably going to get me more than making a mess and having in something that still doesn't work. So, but anyway, I'm going to get going to bed, ladies and gentlemen. Laura's at work tomorrow, so it's just going to be me in the house. I'm going to be writing a report for the first half of the day. I'm going to be catching up on daily vlogs and all that kind of stuff, and admin-y stuff in the afternoon, and then we're going to go shopping and all that kind of stuff. Daily vlogs should be getting back to normal soon. I should be getting a haircut soon as well. But yeah, so daily vlogs should be returning to a more normal state, I guess, if there is a normal state for these vlogs anymore. I do need to catch up quite a lot, don't I? But yeah, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. In third year fun. I'm going to get ready for bed and I'll catch you later.